Welcome back to Psychology of Humans.
Bushido, the way of the warrior, is often seen as a code of honor for samurai, but beneath the surface,
It is something more precise, a system for mastering fear, emotion, and behavior under pressure. Bushido was not designed for comfort,
it was designed for life and death situations.
and because of that, its psychology is brutally clear. The central problem, fear of death. Bushido begins with a direct confrontation. Fear of death controls human behavior.
Fear creates hesitation. Hesitation creates weakness. Weakness creates failure.
The samurai solution was not to avoid fear, but to remove its foundation.
They trained themselves to accept death completely. Acceptance before action.
A core principle of Bushido is this: accept death before you act.
If you are already mentally prepared for the worst outcome, fear loses its power.
You no longer act to avoid loss.
You act according to purpose.
Psychologically, this reduces anxiety, hesitation, emotional interference. Modern psychology would recognize this as exposure and acceptance combined.
Discipline over emotion. Bushido emphasizes discipline above all.
Emotion is not denied, but it is not allowed to lead.
In high-pressure situations, anger leads to mistakes, fear leads to paralysis, pride leads to overconfidence. Discipline creates stability. The trained mind acts based on principle, not impulse, ritual and repetition.
Samurai life was structured around repetition, training, routine, ritual. These were not cultural habits alone, they were psychological conditioning. Repetition builds automatic behavior. Automatic behavior reduces hesitation. Under pressure, you do not rise to your intentions, you fall to your training. Presence under pressure.
Bushido require total presence.
In combat, distraction means death.
The mind must be focused, calm, aware.
No overthinking.
No hesitation. This is similar to what modern psychology calls flow state.
Emotional control, not suppression. Bushido did not aim to eliminate emotion. It aimed to prevent emotion from disrupting action. Fear may appear, but it does not control behavior. Anger may arise, but it does not dictate response.
This distinction is critical. Suppressing emotion creates tension.
Allowing emotion to lead creates chaos.
Bushido trains control without suppression.
Honor and identity.
The samurai identity was built around honor.
Not reputation in the eyes of others, but alignment with internal principles.
This creates psychological stability. If identity depends on external approval, it becomes fragile. If identity depends on internal values, it becomes stable.
Clarity through simplicity. Bushido reduces complexity. In moments of pressure, overthinking is dangerous.
Clear principles guide action. Act with integrity. Remain disciplined. Accept consequence. This simplicity removes cognitive overload.
Bushido aligns with performance psychology, stress inoculation, behavioral conditioning, exposure therapy, emotional regulation under pressure. Modern research confirms that preparation and acceptance reduce anxiety and improve performance. Why Bushido matters today. Most modern stress is not life or death,
But the psychological mechanisms are the same. Fear of failure, loss, judgment.
Bushido offers a powerful shift. When fear is accepted, it loses control. When discipline replaces impulse, clarity appears. The cost of avoidance.
Avoiding fear strengthens it.
Avoiding pressure weakens resilience.
Bushido trains the opposite.
Face discomfort.
Accept consequence. Act anyway. This builds psychological strength.
Final thought.
Bushido teaches that emotional mastery is not about eliminating fear.
It is about acting despite it. When you accept the worst outcome, fear loses its grip.
When discipline guides behavior, emotion stops interfering. And when the mind becomes steady, action becomes clear. Thanks for watching Psychology of Humans.